Today we're really going to get into our story and talk about the characters and some more stuff about, we actually haven't even read our story, so we're going to read it and learn some more about characters and talking about what our text is saying about our characters with their feelings, their actions, and some of their words. Tell me what you meant to write, okay? So go ahead, you get the pen tool. Tell me some other words that mean sad. Right here, sad. Tell me some other words that mean happy on here. Go ahead and write them first, Aurora. And then tell me some other words that mean fear or scared. And write some other words down here that mean anger. Let's do it one more time today. Okay, go ahead. Here's the pen tool back. Be careful what you're writing because it can block out what everyone else is doing. Fear, we have frightened. Anger, we have bad, mad, crazy. Joy, glad, joyful. Very good. How about sad? I know sad, I don't know, sad might be a tough one to think of, but yesterday I put depressed. We could put crying. Smiley faces need to stop, please, because that's not what we're doing right now. Thank you. Let me see if anybody else can think of any more that go under sad. Go ahead and try to write them up there if you can think. Depressed, crying, upset. Excited is a great one under happy. Like that one. Okay, that looks like all we're going to come up with. I got angry, frightened. Oh, good job. Okay, so those are some things that we know are character traits. They describe who these characters are, how they're acting, how they feel. And these are really good characters to talk about because they show how they feel. They're the colors of their emotions, right? Well, in our story, we're going to be talking about that today. And I had a couple people. The Recess Queen, we're going to go ahead and read it. While we read it, we're actually going to take sticky notes. And we're going to write some of the feelings, some of the words that she says, and some of the actions that she does. We're going to write them on sticky notes right up here in the corner. Okay? So let's go ahead and read our story. If you hear an emotion, you see a feeling, or you see an action that tells you who that character is, I want you to raise your hand. Okay. So Mean Jean was Recess Queen. Let me get my mouse out here. Mean Jean was Recess Queen. And nobody said any different. Nobody swung until Mean Jean swung. Nobody kicked until Mean Jean kicked. Nobody bounced until Mean Jean bounced. So what do we know about Mean Jean so far? Go ahead, Tanner.
She was a drama queen. She didn't let anybody else do stuff before she did that.
So drama queen, that would be a great phrase to describe her behavior. So the way she acted was a little dramatic. So she was very, very... Ooh, I thought of another one actually. Go ahead, Aurora. I thought of controlling. I can tell she's a controlling person. Go ahead, Aurora.
A not nice person.
Can you think of another word instead of not nice? Is there another word that you can think of? What would be one word to say instead of...
Object to everyone.
Okay. So I know some people think that word's a bad word, but we'll say it. She's not being nice, so that's a descriptive word. I'll use it. Steven.
She's very rude.
So it seems like she's rude so far. Very good. Those are the only ones we're going to do on this page. Let's go to the next page. So we got a lot of good descriptive words about this character. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And I'll ask for some participation here and there. And then you guys will be doing this on your own. So I really would be focused right now. I'd be paying attention to what we're doing. So our guided practice is going to be we're going to look at some traits, actions, dialogue, and feelings. Dialogue, that word right here, means what she said out loud. That's when she was talking or when she said something. What did that tell us about her character, okay? So some of the traits that we picked out. Let's go back and flash through the story, because I know some people joined us late today. That's okay. We have a lot of problems going on with our online school, obviously. So let's go back to the beginning. We're going to flip through. We're going to look at all our sticky notes that we marked. Okay, so our first page, we noticed she was a drama queen, controlling, a jerk, rude. And I said those words were okay to use because she was being very, very mean. So I'm definitely going to go back here. And I'm going to say that her traits were drama queen, rude, okay, so I got a couple of those. Let's go back and check my other sticky notes. You kind of see why I did the sticky notes, because it helps us remember what we were talking about on that page. So we had controlling too. I need to add that. So controlling, strong, diabolical, somebody threw out there, angry. So controlling, I'm trying to remember them. Controlling, strong, diabolical. The journal just means we're going to answer some questions with writing. It says these are thoughtful writing questions. I want you to describe Mean Jean for me. Since we just went through, did the sticky notes, I want you to describe her for me. And then that means you're going to tell me those character traits. And I want to see some people trying to do sentences. If you have a lot of trouble writing sentences, you can just write the descriptive words. But if you know that you can do better than that and write me sentences, you do that, okay, right here, underneath here. So you're going to tell me about her. Describe her using all those words we've been practicing, those character traits. And then, do characters change in the story? So this is the main one. I want you to mainly describe her for me. And then I want you to answer, do characters change in a story from beginning to end? And we kind of noticed that in our story. So I want to see if anybody caught on to that. Those are just 2 quick questions. I'm going to give you about 6 minutes to 8 minutes to do this. So describe her, and then try to tell me if you notice that if our character changed or not in this story. Are there any questions about this one page? Once that time's up, I'm going to pull you on back to the group, and then we're going to move on, okay? Alright, I'm going to give you pen tools. I'm going to move this page to breakout rooms. Give me 1 second.